Did you know that 6 out of the 50 states allow same-sex marriage? And out of those 6 states, they all place stipulations on same-sex partnerships. This means that they don't get the same rights that the heterosexual couples get. Almost everyone knows someone or is related to someone that is gay. I'm not saying everyone, but almost everyone. I'm openly gay, and while I don't go waving my gay flag in my front yard, I do know what it's like to be denied something because of my sexual preference, and I do stand up for equal rights. The government's placed laws banning same-sex marriage in many states. They've also tried to revoke laws in the states that it's already legal. This is a huge civil rights issue. Homosexual marriage is not going to cause any negative effect on heterosexual marriage. If anything, it's going to help the cause. And also, children of same-sex partnerships typically are they come from more stable homes, and they come from more normal homes. People would be very surprised to know that I do live a normal life. Civil rights laws were put in place to create equality for everybody. Part of being a heterosexual married couple, you get to receive tax benefits, insurance benefits, you get to claim your kids on your taxes. There's a lot of perks that you get, but when you're in a same-sex marriage, you don't get those same perks. A hospital is able to deny same-sex partners to visit each other in the hospital. And although Obama passed a law stating that that's not legal anymore, it's up to the caregiver, which is not fair. Most states will not allow same-sex couples to co-adopt either. If I adopted a child, it would be my child, not mine and my partner. The correct documentation is often not enough. If I was to have a living will that said I wanted my partner to make all of my medical decisions, if my parents wanted to fight that, they could, and they would win. According to the Miami Herald, a same-sex couple with 2 children were not allowed to say goodbye to each other. One of the partners was in the hospital dying, and her partner and her children were not allowed to come say goodbye because the hospital didn't allow them, because they weren't legally married. Although President Obama has passed a law stating any person in the hospital can choose their visitors, what if you're incapacitated? What if you can't tell the people at the hospital that you want your partner to be there? They can make that decision not to let you. According to the Human Rights Campaign website, just because a same-sex couple has proper documentation, they could deny all of those rights just because the person in the hospital decides so. Civil rights are a huge part of legalizing same-sex marriage, but there's also a lot of people who believe it will have a negative effect on heterosexual marriage. The statistics show that divorce is on the rise regarding no sexual preference. According to the U.S. Census website, divorced heterosexual couples have grown 15% in the last 10 years. And according to the Human Rights website, the amount of committed same-sex couples has tripled in the last 10 years. Heterosexual marriage is on the decline, while homosexual marriage is on the incline. This will only help preserve the sanctity of marriage. Many politicians and anti-gay groups use the Bible as a reference point. That's really not an accurate reference point. In the Bible it states to honor thy parents. How many people have disrespected their parents? How many of these same politicians have committed adultery? In the Bible it states you're not supposed to commit adultery. Many of these politicians who don't believe in gay marriage, because the Bible says so, have committed adultery. According to stateline.org, 50% of all men polled have committed adultery, and 48% of all women have committed adultery. This is wrong in the Bible, so are these people going to hell? I've never met anyone who has not disrespected their parents. I have met people that have not committed adultery, but just because the Bible says so, that doesn't mean that it's right. I know that religion is a taboo subject, so I will leave this topic to rest, but I would like to look at the effects of same-sex marriage on children. Children coming from same-sex homes are provided stability and normalcy. Typically, whenever a same-sex couple is married, they're going to do everything and anything to make it work because it's not legal. Because people say that it's, that it's not right, they're not supposed to do that. Just because children come from a heterosexual home doesn't mean they're raised in stability and normalcy. 50% of all marriages end in divorce. Who's to say these kids aren't affected by that? According to About.com Civil Liberties, children that come from same-sex homes are more likely to go to college and succeed than children from heterosexual homes. With that being said, children that come from non-separated families, they hold those same statistics. But like I said, 50% of all marriages end in divorce. In conclusion, same-sex marriage should be legalized in all 50 states. The gay right movement has come leaps and bounds in the last, 50 years. But it's still not equal. Don't judge your neighbor just because you have not walked in their shoes. Being gay is not a choice. It's something that makes people happy. Please don't misread my words and say that just because I say the Bible says something that it's wrong. Things aren't wrong, they're just different. And just because you don't agree with somebody or agree with somebody's lifestyle, it doesn't mean that you can't accept them. Cam.